Lawmakers in Suffolk claim the county has a long history of not receiving enough money from both the state and federal governments. They say that the people who will be hurt the most are those who need the help the most. Experts say cuts in the 2018 federal budget will make it harder to find money for food stamps, Section 8 vouchers, and Pell Grants. Budget and policy experts, along with representatives from Human Services Agency, will hold a press conference at 9:30 at the Legislative Building in Smithtown. They will show the county could potentially be hurt by the proposed $2.9 trillion in cuts to human services programs in the House budget. Now, once the press conference wraps up, the public is invited to attend a public hearing on those proposed cuts, which runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the auditorium. Here's a follow-up to a story we've been telling you about. We're hearing from the Huntington kayaker who was rescued in the Sound after being missing for 17 hours. 56-year-old Mike Diaz had gone fishing early Saturday morning near Lloyd Harbor Village Park. He was only about 100 feet from shore when his kayak flipped. He ended up 8 miles from the coast, and a life preserver kept him afloat until help arrived.
Yeah, the PFD saved my life. There's absolutely no question about it. I'm so glad. The idea of being able to tread water without that PFD for 17 hours, I don't want to think about it.
Diaz had his cell phone, but it was soaked after his kayak capsized. He's being treated for hypothermia. ShotSpotter technology helping police respond to a shooting in Bellport that left a 19-year-old man injured. Cops telling us this happened at the intersection of Patchogue and Michigan Avenues just after 8 p.m. Police recovering shell casings from the scene, and a short time later, the victim, Dante Harrell, walked into Brookhaven Memorial Hospital with a gunshot wound to his right hand. He was treated and released. If you have any information, please call Suffolk County Crime Stoppers 800-220-TIPS. A school bus carrying adults with special needs catches fire in Roosevelt, and the driver is waking up a hero this morning. He was able to get 6 people off the bus just before it burst into flames on Monday. He saw smoke near Bennett Avenue and St. Francis Street just before 8 a.m. Now, the passengers are from free or family residences and Essential Enterprises in Old Bethpage. The bus is run by the Guardian Bus Company of Oceanside. Now, we spoke to an eyewitness who described the reaction of the bus driver.
He was shocked because he said it was acting up, and then it started smoking.
Another bus came and took the passengers to their destination. The cause of the fire is not clear. A groundbreaking ceremony taking place later today on the campus of SUNY Empire in Selden. Shovels go into the ground for construction of a new 26,000 square foot facility. According to SUNY officials, the new building will better meet the needs of students and faculty. County Executive Steve Bellone will be there 2 p.m. The event starts. So much for a case of the Monday blues. If you're a Yankees fan, the Bombers forced a deciding Game 5 with a rousing victory. The Bombers ace making people forget about his terrible wild card start last week against Minnesota. Luis Severino worked 7 strong innings, allowing 3 runs on 4 hits while striking out 9. He was absolutely fantastic. Check out the emotion from the Yankee starter. Catcher Gary Sanchez stepping in, depositing his 2nd home run of the series in the 6th inning. Yankees win, and Game 5 in Cleveland is Wednesday night. Fox One Sports Director Justin Walters will have more on the Yankees' Game 4 victory, including post-game reaction, later in the newscast. It used to be the site for airplane parts manufacturing and other industrial activities during World War II and the Korean War. But now a portion of the old Liberty Industrial Site in Farmingdale will become part of future generations. Fox One's Chelsea Arizari explains.
I'm glad the park is going to expand its territory. You know, there'll be a lot of kids happy about that, and the community in general.
Some Farmingdale residents say they're overjoyed with news that a project underway will result in Ellsworth Allen Park doubling in size. Tuesday afternoon, Oyster Bay Town Supervisor Joseph Saladino and members of the town board will unveil plans for the former Liberty Industrial Finishing Site and former EPA Superfund site. Superfund sites are polluted locations requiring a long-term response to clean contaminations, which has concerned Behringer and others in the past.
Hope it's totally clean.
The year-long project got underway this fall. Community members say they realized the site was cleared and were curious to what project was planned for the space.
That's great. You know, kids are using the park, a lot of sports activities and stuff, so it's a really nice park as it is, but I'm sure it'll be just as nice when they add to it, even nicer.
Saladino and other town board members will announce future plans for development at 1 o'clock Tuesday at the former Liberty site. Reporting in Farmingdale, I'm Chelsea Arizari for Fast One News.
Parents of children in upstate New York found bullying other minors could face jail time under a new law just approved in a western New York community. The law went on the books on October 1st in North Tonawanda, which is in Niagara County. The penalties include a $250 fine, 15 days in jail, and 90 days in jail if it happens twice.
I think it's going to get a message out there that certain parents who haven't now have to take some responsibility for their children.
We didn't feel like maybe anything was being done. And then all of a sudden I heard about this ordinance going through. So it was shocking and welcome.
The law was proposed after 4 teens were kicked out of North Tonawanda Middle School for alleged bullying. State voters will decide whether to give judges the power to strip corrupt officials of their pensions. Now, more than 30 lawmakers have left office facing allegations of misconduct since 2000, but many are eligible for generous pensions. A 2011 law allowing judges to revoke the pensions of corrupt lawmakers doesn't apply to those who were elected prior to that year. If approved, this year's ballot question will close that loophole. We'll be right back with more news, weather, and traffic. Our Ron Lee is at Lynn High School following the death of a